Hello. 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 He said it. That's nice of you. That'll do. That's quite enough. Who are you? I know who you are. That's quite... Hello. You've said it. That's enough. I say, isn't it nice to be back at school again, eh? It is nice, isn't it? Well, you do meet some of your old friends again. You know, you do miss them, don't you? Now, we've got some old friends with us this afternoon. We've also got 1 or 2 new friends. Don't know much about this one yet. But, of course, amongst our old friends is Dottie the lemur. She's with us. She and the lemurs at Bristol Zoo are doing pretty well. Then another old friend is Oscar the orangutan. Look at him. Who does he think he is, I wonder? Oscar. And so they're here with us this afternoon. Now, do you think the school holidays are a bit too long? How long do you get? 7, 8 weeks? Perhaps it was a bit too long. But, you know, there's some children I know that spent quite a nice part of their holidays helping Ken Williams at the Penrhos Nature Reserve. Now, that's up in Wales, and as you know, Ken is also a police constable, but he's managed to find time to run this nature reserve as well.
Well, somebody said that some rare bird was seen here yesterday. Who was that?
Yeah, me, sir.
What was it?
The man who came from Turn Island yesterday when he turned the keys, he said that he spotted a Ross's gull off the south coast.
Well, that's nice. Now, what does a Ross's gull look like?
It's similar to a black-headed gull, but smaller, and it hasn't got the black head, and it's got red legs.
And somebody said they'd seen a cree with 5 chicks out there now then. What about that?
It must have been a female merganser because the great crested grebe only lays 3 to 4 eggs.
And then what does the merganser eat, you know?
Fish and eels.
And eels as well.
Elvers.
Well, we've got a lot of work this morning. It's a lovely day for us, isn't it?
Yes.
So I've got lots of jobs for you to do in the hospital and everywhere. Now, David, you're a good one at the hospital, and Nigel. And George, you go around and see everything's got food and water. Very important on this very hot weather. And you'll have to go up as far as the duck pond and see all the ducks are all right and say good morning to them, won't you? Don't forget to say good morning. And you'll have to come with me, so off you go. Well done, you. Plenty of water. Oh, there you are. This is the little kestrel. This bird brought in yesterday, was it?
Yes.
Who brought it in, do you know?
No, I'm not sure who brought it in.
You've done a good job of the bandaging of it. Did you tie up the talons?
No, I didn't have to. It was rather after being held on someone's lap for quite a while, because it's quite a way away, that he got quite tame. So I just held him on the lap and did it.
And the wing is just broken there, is it?
Yes, just the one bone underneath.
I see.
Yes.
Well, it's suffered quite a lot of shock. Well, you've done a good job on the bandaging. You're a good lad. So take it back into the hospital now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, listen, go and look at it about, every half hour anyway.
Yeah.
To see that it doesn't tangle up or anything like that. Yeah, okay, good boy. You're a good lad. Careful now, okay? Yes. I think that it's very important when you run a reserve such as this, where the community is involved, that you have a rehabilitation centre for wild birds and wild animals, so that people, when they find injured birds and injured animals, they've got somewhere to bring them to. And apart from that, it gives these children again a sense of responsibility, and they see badly oiled birds and, you know, the signs of our modern age. And it gives them the opportunity to get to know these birds and know how they tick.
Now here we've got the chart box, and it shows you what kind of animals we have in the month, and we change it every month.
Do you have any badgers here in the zoo?
Yes, we did have a badger in the hospital, and we've let it go in the woods, and it's made a set in the woods.
We have constructed a big pond on the public part of the reserve, and on this we have pairs of nearly every British duck. And of course there are some strangers come in, they always do. This is to, again, to teach people to identify the British wild duck out in the field, you know, makes it easier identification. Also on it, we have casualties. I know this is a live stream, but it is also a very, very important place. We have here, in this fast-moving world, a huge aluminium smelter and a huge airport. And in between the two, we have this beautiful piece of land that's now been secured forever, I hope, so that the local community can see that the wildlife here can now survive in peace. Birds like this little swift that were brought in yesterday, having hit the ground about 20 miles away. Now, this little bird has a chance, and lots of the children that you've seen here today have seen it. Now it'll go to freedom, having taught us a lesson.
He knows a lot, does Ken. Now, we get a lot of letters from you with queries about your pets and animals, and it did occur to us that perhaps some of you may have the same problems, but you don't write to us. Now, we have a letter from Lake Falconer, who lives in Oban in Scotland, and he's got a problem with his goldfish. Here's his letter. He said, I've got goldfish, they're 2 inches long, and they're in a tank 15 by 10 by 7. Now, I've been told to change the water once a week, and I let the water stand in the tank to let the chlorine get away for 24 hours. But nevertheless, there still appears on the top of the water bubbles. Now, what can I do about this, and can you give me any advice? Well, I don't know very much about goldfish, I'm afraid, but we are lucky enough to have someone with us this afternoon who is foremost a great fisherman. He fishes for carp, and goldfish is a sort of carp, so I think he can be able to tell us something about goldfish. Here he is, Frank Gutfield.
Well, Lake, that's a very interesting question you pose. And it seems to me that you're probably making 2 very common mistakes that youngsters make with fish. First of all, overcrowding. Secondly, you didn't mention in your letter putting in any weed into your aquarium. Now, as a yardstick, every inch of fish you have needs roughly 30 square inches of surface area of water to absorb enough oxygen. And as Johnny said, you have 5 fish, 2 inches, so really you've got 10 inches of fish, which means you need 300 square inches of surface area. And in fact, you've only got half of that. So like this aquarium here, I would suggest that you're very much overcrowding. And therefore, your fish are short of oxygen, and they're probably coming up to the surface and gulping, and this is what's leaving you your trails of bubbles. Now, a very common mistake that you youngsters also make with fish is overfeeding. And in this aquarium here, where we've got 1 fish and he's got just the right amount of water and the right surface area, he needs just a pinch of food a day. And for that, I mean a pinch. And for this, I use the stick of a lollipop, and we give him just so much. So much for feeding. The goldfish is a relation of the carp, and the carp is one of the fish which I'm most interested in, and I'm interested in the catching of big fish, and what more challenging than the carp? Today I'm setting out to catch a carp. This is a fairly typical carp lake, somewhere in Hertfordshire. Beautiful bunches of lily pads, nice clear swims, surrounded by trees, plenty of protection. Lily pads are a favourite haunt of the carp, and I'm going to settle down and fish this swim here, because this is where I would expect him to patrol, along the margins of all these big beds of reeds, lily pads and greater pondweed over there. Well, you may think it rather strange, but one of the most vital ingredients in my tackle bag is a tin of cat food. Now, carp, on this particular water, are great meat eaters. To mix my cat food bait up, I have some brown bread rusk. As the stuff comes out the tin, it's far too sloppy, never stay on a hook. So this has to be blended in to form a nice uniform paste. This is a relatively small piece of bait. When you see a carp, you'll soon realise that an 8-pound fish has got a mouth large enough to take a lump of bait the size of a golf ball. Having made the cast, we gently tighten up until we can just feel the resistance of the bait. Then we rest the rod, pick up off, and we attach the silver foil bite indicator, forming a nice clean loop over your finger, onto the line. It's completely free to run, and when a fish takes, up she goes. Right, now it's a waiting game. And for comfort, you can't beat a good old-fashioned deck chair. So all we're waiting for now is for that paper to slide away and action. In my younger days, I used to be quite happy to have a day amongst the tiddlers. But as my fishing days progressed, I got a taste for the big uns. And the carp is one of my favourite fish. There's a bubbler. He's off now. About ready for the net. About 6 or 7 pounds. Mirror carp, this one. I weigh him in a polythene bag, not hooked under the gills, as many people do, which does a lot of damage to fish, irreparable damage, and death. As I thought, he weighs just over 6.25 pounds. Right, he's going back now to fight another day. If he lives till next year, he'll be 8.5 pounds. There he goes. If he lives another 10 years, he'll be a 30-pounder. Off you go, old chap.
Do you think carp ever park in a car park? No? Never mind. Now, the other day I had to make an inventory. Yeah, an inventory. Well, an inventory is a sort of a list, you see, of things, important things. Now, supposing you had to make an inventory of the things in your jacket pocket. You'd start off with, say, a piece of string, a pocket knife, a button, bottle top or something like that. An inventory. Now, I had to make an inventory not so long ago at the Bristol Zoo. Now, it's not difficult to make an inventory at all. I mean, you've just got to be organised. What you need, first of all, is a pen. Right. In there? Yes. And paper? Oh, yes. Ha-ha. And the pen? Well, this quill will do. A quill will do. Yes, a quill will do. Can you write with a quill will do? Oh, yes. This is a peacock's quill will do. One of the most beautiful birds, a peacock. Its quill will do. Write something lovely. Uh-oh. Look out. Of course, this is a special part of Bristol Zoo. It's in the country, and it's where some of the birds come for their holidays and long weekends. Now, these are the ibis. I bain't. I said ibis. I said I bain't. What's your name? Ib Irby. Ib Irby? Yeah, Ib Irby the ibis. Ib Irby the ibis? What's your friend's name? Eb Irby the ibis, too. Eb Irby the ibis? Really? Irby the ibis, E.B. Well, there's 23 Ib Irby the... Oh, dear, I can't do it. I bet you can't see me. Who said that? We're all hiding. You're all hiding, are you? Where? Oh, you've got to come and find us. Oh, dear, this is going to be very, very difficult. Let's go back now. He'll never count us like this. He'll never count us in here. Oh, no, this is much harder than I thought it was going to be. They're being very naughty. They're hiding. Shh. Ah, there you are. I can see you. You can't see all of us. I think that there are only 2 of you, aren't there? Yes, just the 2. 2 Saurus cranes. I can see you mustn't make a noise here. Look out. He's coming. Keep moving about so that he can't count us. Oh, dear, they won't keep still. Now you see me. Now you don't. Oh, dear. I'm going to... Oops, dear. He's dropped his quill will do. He's dropped his quill will do. Look, that's my quill will do. It isn't your quill will do. In any case, if it is, you didn't want it, you left it lying about in a bush. Now, we'd better try and count these peacocks.
Well, he's one behind to start with.
No, I've got you. That's one. And, let's see. Aha, two. Oh, dear, it's difficult in all this undergrowth. Ah, three. Oh, it could be two again, couldn't it? Ooh! Ah, and 3 eggs. Ah, 3 peacock's eggs. Ooh. Oh, 1 white peacock. I wonder if they're still warm. Yes. I'd better go away. I'll just put down on the inventory quite a lot of peacocks and 3 warm eggs. Now, if you've got an inventory of your books, you might perhaps like to add one more to that inventory. Here it is. It's a book called Wildlife Today, and it's the World Conservation Handbook, and it's published by David and Charles, and it deals with the animals that are in danger of extinction at the moment. There's some beautiful pictures in this book, including one of my favorite animals, that of the orangutan. Now, someone who knows a lot about orangutans is with us this afternoon. She is an author and a zoologist, Cathy Kilpatrick.
And here's Oscar. And Oscar's a lovely orangutan, and as you can see, he's quite small, but I wonder if you know that Oscar has a scientific name. His scientific name is Pongo pygmaeus. Well, Pongo means clown, and as you can see, he's quite a bit of a clown himself. And if we look at Pongo pygmaeus, well, he's also a pygmy. Well, he is at the moment, but when he gets larger, we'll see that the orang grows very large indeed, and quite large, quite strong, and not as nice as Oscar is at the moment. Well, Oscar is an orang, and he's perfectly adapted for his life in the wild and in captivity. Here, he uses his long hands, long fingers just like us. You can see he can grasp with them, shorter thumbs, and you can see on the feet as well, big long toes that can grip and climb and move around, and is absolutely perfectly adapted for his tree life. And here he is showing how Pongo he is. And when we look in the wild, we'll find in Borneo and Sumatra, where they do live in the wild, beautiful family groups, not very close, only 2 or 3 every square kilometre. And here we have a mother and baby. And you can see the baby using those beautifully designed limbs for climbing about, and mum's very much at home up there in the treetops. They climb around looking for food. They feed on the leaves and the fruit that they can find. And there's mother using those mobile lips, bringing the food into her mouth and slowly moving around. But the youngster is quite agile, but always comes back to mum. But there's one thing in the wild which is rather disconcerting. It's a great shame. Lots of the mothers have been killed in the years gone by to get hold of those babies to bring to zoos. But conservationists have now stopped this, and there are laws saying that you can't do this, and it's much better for the orangs in the wild. There are about 5,000 to 10,000 in the wild, and no longer need they be brought into zoos, because breeding in zoos, just like Oscar, as we have in the studio today, he's been bred in the zoo. He has a sister, Henrietta, and throughout the zoos in the world, there are well over 150 orangs being bred. And so here we can see Oscar, and Oscar is, well, a good example of an orang being bred in the zoo, and long do they survive.
Thank you very much, Cathy. Well, of course, the same applies to lemurs. They're in danger of becoming extinct, like Dottie here. But of course, she's bred lots of very beautiful children, and most of them doing very well indeed in zoos. Now, Dottie will be here again next week, and so will we. We hope to see you then, and until then, from all of us here, bye-bye.